Hey everyone, welcome to George's Library. My name is George, and today I want to talk about Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I finally read Daisy Jones and the Six. This was a novel I heard about for a long time, and its popularity seemed to increase the more time passed. The novel was published in 2019, and it explores the rich rock and roll culture of the 1970s in America. This was a period of time known for its rock and roll, partly as a cultural response to the strict rules of the 1960s and the disaster of the Vietnam War. The writing style stands out by taking the form of a fictional biography, in which the narrative is told from the point of view of multiple characters speaking in interviews about their time with the band. You practically feel like you're listening or reading the script of a podcast that speaks about this fictional band from the 70s. The narration provides different interpretations of the same story or same events in chronological order. And this fictional oral history highlights how complicated a seemingly simple story can be. One of the themes of this novel is the unsustainability of the famous fast life. The plot follows the rapid rise to fame of Daisy Jones and the Six and the way they experience it, and how the music industry, that it's known for its drug use, expect the musicians to stay up through all hours of the night and performing day after day. Now, this is the lifestyle the characters chase, but it's also the reason why the band deteriorates. Hard partying and endless concerts sound like a seducing life, but it is not a sustainable one. Billy Dunne finds himself in the fast lifestyle of quick fame when the Six starts touring for the first time. Every night the band performs, he takes drugs, he drinks alcohol, and he cheats on his pregnant wife. As a consequence, Billy must deal with his drug abuse and his alcoholism very early in the novel in order for the band to survive. But he's never really cured of the pool of fame and partying. Daisy Jones finds herself in this spiral even earlier than Billy, and that just goes into disastrous consequences. Ultimately, every person, every character in Daisy Jones and the Six must consciously step away from this fame in order to get their lives back together. Rock and roll arose in part as response to the rigid, strict rules of the 1950s and 1960s in America. These were the rules that kept women in housewife roles, that prevented African Americans from voting, and that sent young people into Vietnam to die in the war. The harsh sound and critical content of rock and roll music called attention to the not so pretty aspects of life, but the music also celebrated love and freedom. Rock and roll as a musical genre acts as a philosophy in this novel. Consumption of drugs and alcohol was yet another way for the young people in the 1970s to express their rebellion against society's standards. Rampant drug use was almost an expectation from musicians chasing for stardom. So tied was it to the hard-partying lifestyle of a rocker. When Billy decides to live the Six, it is precisely because of this connection between being a rock star and heavy partying. He knows that he cannot stay sober and be the rock star people expect him to be, so he walks away from rock and roll. Second wave feminism started in the 1960s and continued for the next 2 decades. In the 1950s and 1960s, women could vote, but they could not open a line of credit without a man. Most universities and colleges did not accept female students, and pursuing a career was almost a laughable ambition for a woman. Daisy Jones and Karen are both symbols of this new wave of feminism. They are both tough, smart, and they live their life in the music industry the same way the men do. Daisy is an icon of the 1970s because of her beauty and style, but also because she was a front woman for rock and roll outplaying and outrocking even the toughest of men. She doesn't let men's objectification of her stand in her way. Karen is in her own way transgressive. She doesn't let society's standards of womanhood and motherhood interfere with her life. While abortion was a contentious issue in the 1970s, Karen did not back away from it. Karen's strong sense of self, a knowledge that is self-reflective and much more prominent than Daisy's, is a true symbol of the second-wave feminists who advocated for free love and reproductive rights. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Stay safe, be kind, and keep on reading. I'll see you next time.